Hi, everyone. Welcome to Get More Happy. We invite you to journey with us as we find ways, big and small, to get more happy in your life. Hi, Beck.
Hey, Mom.
How are you today?
I'm doing good, just a lot of homework to do.
Always, 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 right? Life of a college kid.
Yeah, unfortunately.
As if you couldn't tell, we are not in the same house.
We are
So,
not. I'm in College Station
and
at
I'm in
school.
Austin, Texas. So, today, Becca and I wanted to talk about risk versus reward. So, as a college student, I'm sure you are well adept at what happens when you don't do your homework, right?
You get a 0.
Do you want to do your homework all the time?
Definitely not.
So, and then let's say there was a big event you wanted to go to, but you had a test the next day. What would you do? Depends on the event.
It depends on the event and like how important it is. Also, it depends on like how hard the test is going to be, like what class it's in,
Right.
But I would probably try to like compromise it. So hopefully I wouldn't have waited to the last minute to start studying for my test. But I would probably try to study like most of that day, like if the event was like in the evening or something. And then I would like go to like maybe part of the event, like if I could like leave halfway through it, like maybe I would try to do both.
Mhm. So basically, you would sit down kind of, and I mean, not necessarily consciously, but you would kind of assess the risk you were taking
Right.
versus the reward you would get.
Right.
And there might be times where it's an event that isn't that big of a deal and the test is a big deal. And so you might,
Stay home
yeah,
and study for the test. Yeah.
or it might be other way around where you feel really capable on the test and it's a big event and you really want to go you
Or
know
it's not a big event, but I just really want to go.
right. So I kind of feel like that's where we're at right now in the world, where we've been under this quarantine and everybody, some people are starting to able to get out and do things and some people aren't. And the thing is, we're getting very, very judgy about why isn't everybody doing it my way. And I
Yeah.
know I've done that a couple of times. I know I've thought, well, if I feel safe doing this, why doesn't everyone feel safe doing this?
Yeah.
And not everybody is where I am. Like some people maybe are in a higher risk category. Some people maybe like have like health stuff that I don't know about,
Or
or people that they're
members
taking care of.
that are at high risk, and so they don't want to.
Exactly. But on
Yeah.
the other side of it, some people are really and truly being very, very safe. And, but there's other risks that they're paying too. So this week, I had two new women come to the Y again. I haven't seen them since March. And one of them was saying to me that she homeschools her kids and she got to the point where she was losing her temper and she wasn't taking care of herself because she was constantly helping the kids. And she came to the decision that she needed to leave the house for a little bit in a safe way and take some time to do something for herself, move her body, do that so that she could go back and take care of her kids.
Yeah.
And so she had to assess the risk she was taking and the reward that it would give her. And my other lady is an older woman, and she was telling me that her kids, her adult children, were very, very against her coming back to the Y now. They felt like, why would you take that risk? We are doing a lot of things to keep people safe in the Y. Again, I feel safe doing that. That doesn't mean it is for everyone. But she said that she had to finally talk to her kids and tell them how her mental health was suffering because she lives alone. She's by herself since March, and her mental health was taking a hit. It's a long time. And how her physical body, she wasn't getting out and exercising because she was being super careful, and she hurts all the time now physically. And so she finally told her kids, look, the effects of me staying home are getting to be too much for the risk that I'm going to take.
And that seems like, I mean, that's like a larger scale. Like you're like physically and mentally suffering by not leaving and taking the risk.
Right.
Something for me that is kind of like a smaller scale, kind of like everyday thing is if I want to like go out to like a restaurant with my friends. Like I don't know what other people, how like safe other people are being, and that I'll be around them in the restaurant, but it's worth it to me to see my friend and to go out to the restaurant, even though I know that there's a risk of maybe people not being safe.
But on the other side of things, when you have a friend that says to you, when you say, hey, do you want, like, let's say last night you went out to eat with a friend, right? And then today you did actually. And then let's say like today, tomorrow, you've decided that for you, that risk is worth it. But today or tomorrow, you talk to another friend and you ask them if they want to go out, and they tell you, I don't feel safe in that yet. Can we meet somewhere outside and like maybe bring a picnic and do this and that, and I feel safer doing
like,
that.
Of course, yeah,
right, because you would respect the risk versus reward
that they're willing to take. Yeah.
And I think that that's life is all about balancing that. It's kind of like when I taught you how to eat healthy. Obviously, if it were up to you,
that one's still one I'm working on.
right. And right now it's okay because your risk isn't too high. Now, if you start having health problems, you'd be like, oh,
exactly.
Yeah. So, because I'm sure that you have, what are the food groups? Cheese, sugar, carbs.
Juice.
Juice.
That's about right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so we kind of make these choices every day of our lives of the risk versus the reward we're going to pay, or the reward versus the risk we're going to pay. I don't know. There's a way that sound makes sense. Yeah, whatever. But I think
that risk we're willing to take to get what reward.
Exactly. But I mean, life is a constant, you spend all your money and you can't pay your bills, I mean, there's just, do you want to go and spend all your money and buy everything you want? Of course you do. But do you realize you can't?
There are going to be natural consequences to every decision you make, and you have to decide if they're worth it.
So, in this time where everything is just kind of heightened for everyone, and we're all, I think that we would be much better off if we all would assume that all of us are doing the best we can. And that just because I don't know what risks and rewards somebody else is right for somebody else, I don't know what they're risking. How can I? So, so I would like to think that maybe we can stop judging each other. And, how dare you be in a restaurant, or how dare you not go to the restaurant, And so I hope that maybe we can be kind to each other and recognize that we're just all really, really doing the best we can.
Respect each other's differences and understand if someone is not willing to do something that you're willing to do, or willing to do something that you're not willing to do.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it for today.
Yay.
Have a happy day.
Y'all have a good one.